mean, he went by himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still was a nuisance.
Don't you go places by yourself?
I wouldn't be able to, like, at the, like, at that, whatever that's going on.
What? Washington DC?
Yeah, but I'll be like.
Okay, this is what we're gonna be doing for like the next couple of days up until next Tuesday, the week technically.
Miss Anderson, what time is it?
So I'm trying to find out. Oh, my phone's recording. I was like, where's my phone at? Okay. So we got about 14 minutes left. I can explain this and then we'll get out of here. Or I'll let you guys out a little early. Like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yeah.
That goes backwards.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. So, learn about laws and how they are made. How does a bill fail? In that video, what did you guys see? How does a bill fail?
The president said no.
Wait, okay. Here, let's have one person because that's three. Somebody raise their hand. Okay, the president won't sign it. It's called a veto. So, what is another way that the bill cannot be, will not be processed, not passed
It's not voted for
by,
Congress.
okay, it's not voted for by Congress. Now, do you guys know what the two political parties are?
Republican and Democratic.
Exactly. So those are the two main ones. And both of them have their own opinions on what they think a policy should be or a law should be. So when they go into committee, like we saw in there, when a bill goes to committee, it's a bunch of congressmen and politicians that come together to discuss what that bill is going to be and provide any amendments that they need to put in there to possibly change it. And do you guys know what amendments are, right? It's things that change during the Constitution, or that we've changed to the Constitution, or amendments just to change something. So in the early 1900s, we changed the law so women could vote. And then in the mid 1900s, we changed the law, like the Civil Rights Act, all those laws we changed. That was an amendment to the Constitution. And we also had the amendment to the Constitution where, yeah. So we also had the amendment to the Constitution where it changed the age of 21 to 18. So we've had a lot of amendments in the Constitution, and just like little things like this, when a bill is trying to get passed, and the amendments they put in place in a committee to make it more towards both of the sides of what the committee, like both the sides of the committee's views, it's pretty unique. Now, what you guys are going to do for the next week is you're going to look up how a bill goes through West Virginia State government, legislature with the delegates and the Senate members and the governor, and you guys are going to choose like the two representatives that represent Marshall County District, which is District 4, and then you guys are going to also look at the senators that cover our district, which is Marshall County. And then you guys are going to pick a bill by which one of these politicians or delegates picked that maybe passed, or it didn't pass, or it went all the way down to the end where the governor vetoed it, but it didn't pass then. And you'll create a timeline for this bill, and you can pick any bill you want. We'll look up which bills each one put through or anything like that. And you guys pick any bill you want that will allow you to related to yourself, or related to one of your family members, or anything like that. So then you would put a timeline together of the bill and everything that happened when it was in Congress. So for instance, January 5th, the bill is introduced into the House floor. It is passed. January 10th. It is introduced to the Senate floor. It passes. January 20th, the president or the governor vetoes it, so it has to go back to the House and Congress. Now, since it went back to the House and Congress, how many votes does it need to pass again? You guys remember? We just did the bell ringer. So it was vetoed by the governor. So, how many votes are needed by the House and Congress? 2/3. That's exactly right. So, like out of 100, that'd be 67. Because 2/3 would be 60, like I think 66. But we still need that extra one, and to go over the 2/3, that'd be 67. That's like what it is in our National Senate.
Why do you need an extra one?
Because like you can't just be it's got to be over 2/3
Why?
because it's in our Constitution.
Well, 2/3 is already more than a majority.
Yeah, but when you pass a law first time, it's not. When you pass a law first time, that's a majority vote, and then the second time, it's got to be 2/3. Do you understand?
No.
So when President Trump got impeached, right?
What, he's impeached? I thought he's still president.
No, he's still in president, but he got impeached by the House.
What? How's he president?
What?
How's he president?
So he's got to be impeached by the House and the Senate. The Senate didn't impeach him because it wasn't a majority. It was like 52-48. So he stayed president. The first time a bill or anything that comes through both House and Senate, it's a majority, so it'd be over 50.
52 to 48 is a majority.
Yeah, so he didn't get. What are you confused about?
If more people want it to happen, then it should have happened. That's how things work.
What?
52 to 48.
We had 48.
Yeah. 52 people.
Or not
Not like not to impeach him.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
So and then, but that means they didn't do it. But if it passes, and well, we're not talking about impeachment anymore. Say if the vote was for a law and it was 52-48 and it passes, and then the president comes back and says he's going to veto it, right? So he's going to veto it. Now it comes back. It can't be a majority anymore. It rises to a 2/3 vote. So it has to be 67 in the Senate. House of Representatives is a little different because we got like, I think 534 representatives in there. Okay, same as the other things on there. Okay, so you're gonna research that bill. Now, you guys know who your representatives are?
no.
No, not at all? Okay, we'll learn that.
One
We'll learn that a
starts
lot.
with a T, right?
No.
It's on the test.
His last name starts with an F.
A and C on the test.
Yeah, it was A and C, but I tried to trick you guys, but everybody was like, "It's A and C, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's A and C."
I didn't even see Joe mention. I saw that after I finished
Really?
the answer.
Yeah, Joe Manchin. I thought you guys would get that. I thought you guys was like, "Look, just pick Joe Manchin because that's the one you guys probably know more than anybody." Okay, so we're gonna break the pen. So.
It was gonna break it worse.
You guys, after you guys get all this done, get your timeline done and everything, you're gonna come in front of the class, tell who your representative is, and just give a description of the bill. So all you would do is like, say I'm like Hermione, I come into the class, I'd be like, my representative is Michael T. Farrow, and my bill was on DUIs and
So
how
there
they
was
will.
a T.
I'm talking. So, Michael T. Farrow, and my bill was on DUIs. On August.
Pardon the interruption. At this time, I need to see these students in the main office. Ethan Merritt, Layla Morgan, Jalen Morgan, Kim DeWin, Sawyer Sadowski, Trent Burton, Katie Ruffin, Bailey Connor, Zoe Oates, Wesley Hughes,
I know, I
Kate
got
Geiger.
it. But,
Those
I mean,
students report to the main
that's
office.
40
Also, there
minutes
was a pencil
worth of
bag
video.
brought to the main office. Please come up to claim it.
I need to get Hermione to stop laughing at my videos though.
You should let
This
me
is Bradley Bliss, FFA Vice President. You might be wondering what exactly is FFA. FFA is a co-curricular organization that means for students enrolled in ag
I
class.
need the words like get a job.
Organization for ag students to learn leadership
Next week,
Chris
over
McGrath,
$1,000 a
and
year.
explore careers with the field of
I'll come
agriculture.
see you when you're making $1 million.
Have a name of organization.
You're not
You
getting
probably won't remember me, but I'll come see you.
Don't think your answer to
You
the
will help me
agriculture's career.
learn how to
That's
edit so
it.
you look
There
at
are many
mine.
skills you develop as an
Just
statement
get a
that
book
will
that says, like,
benefit your life.
editing for
Some of
dummies.
the skills are public speaking,
Hey!
teamwork, and leadership.
Nah, those are like
Our
helpful.
next meeting
I
is
like got it.
open to
I got
anyone
an
that wants to
ACT for
inspire
dummies.
after
It
school
helped me
1:30.
pass.
Hope to see you there.
Pick a random video.
Thanks, Riley. Again, I need to see Lena Morgan, Jalen Morgan, Kim DeWin, Sawyer Shadowski, Trent Burton, Katie Ruskin, Bailey Connor, Zoe Oates, Wesley Hughes, and Hayden Geiger in the main office now. Thank you.
Can you stop that? My
Stop.
phone.
Your phone?
Well, you shouldn't have it on your screen.
Well, you shouldn't be mad at